What did you expect? Welcome, Sonny. Make yourself at home. Marry my daughter. You gotta remember that these are just simple farmers. These are people of the land. The common clay of the New West. You know. Morons.
Welcome to Morons Make Sense. I am your host, Moron Sam Munoz, and I am here with my fellow moron, Ublester Peñalosa II, and once again, special moron guest, Arturo C. Something or other.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, it's a welcome to have you.
Thank you for being with us once again, Arturo. Thank you. Thank you.
It. Yeah, you come back for a second week
You know
in
what
a
I'm going
row.
to call you? Arturo of Maya. That's what I'm going to call you.
Yeah. And I'm wearing the same shirt as last week.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't know.
And we all are.
So we all are. Yeah.
No, this is a different black t-shirt for me.
I actually have like 5 shirts of these, and I wear them Monday through
you're
Friday.
the only one that hasn't changed, Arturo.
My bad. Sorry. I just thought this was the uniform.
By the way, I wanna say a special thing here because our Patreon, Morons Make Sense, is still going on. By the way, we haven't been mentioning it, but we actually have some God level Patreons that are about to complete their 3 months of being Patreons for us, and they're getting their shirts soon.
Yeah.
So, to Richmond Ramus, Phil Ching, and Cynthia Guevara. If you guys want your shirts signed, we will gladly sign those shirts.
Yes.
And
let us know what size you are.
They fill it out. The Patreon takes care of everything.
Okay.
Yeah,
Goes
we
to
don't
show
have to
how
know.
little I know.
Yeah, he doesn't know anything. Yeah. By the way,
Let us know your spelling of your name.
I need to give you your distribution up from the Patreon.
No, I don't want anything to do with your dirty money.
No, okay.
You use
Fine,
that for this podcast, sir.
Fine, all for me.
I know how taxes work. First, I accept a check for $7.75 from you. Next thing I know, I'm paying fucking $18 in taxes at the end of the year. So no, not gonna happen.
So if you want to be a patron to Morons Make Sense, you can do it for just $1 a month. $1 a month.
Shut up.
To be a basic moron.
Wow.
Arturo, why aren't you a basic moron?
Yeah, Arturo.
I wasn't aware of how affordable it was.
It's
how
$1 a month.
This feels like the best infomercial ever.
4 fucking quarters that you can just put in an arcade or whatever. Do people still go to arcades? But
10 dimes.
Yeah, you can use that. 10 dimes.
You can find 10 dimes.
Yeah,
in like 8 hours.
Exactly.
Yeah. Go out on a walk.
In my cup holder. In my car.
Yep.
Right now.
Right there.
So yes. Please join our Patreon. It helps us out a lot. It's the only way we make money out of doing this shit. So,
I need new shirts.
Yeah,
I need to buy new shirts because I'm still wearing the same shirt from last week.
It makes me feel. It makes me feel good. Yeah. And if you're really generous and you really want to help us out, you can be a Herman level moron for just $3 a month. Just $3 a month, and you get more benefits. More benefits, some bonus episodes. There is already a bonus episode never before heard episode is on the Patreon that only God level and Herman level morons. And of course, you get your shout out if you become a Patreon. Yeah. But if you become a God level moron, we'll do a special God level shout out. And you've seen the stuff I've done.
Yeah, we've been thinking about a new one.
I've been spanked. And I've taken off my shirt and grunted like a madman. Yeah. Showed my man boobs to everyone. So
there was the one where we had the batteries connected to your nipples, but the FCC
the YouTube said it was too much.
They said it was too much, so
we would get demonetized for that.
They would, but if you're looking
they
for
would
that
take
kind
away
of,
our Patreons because
if you're looking for that kind of action, become a Patreon and fuck, who knows? We're gonna push the boundaries of what YouTube is gonna allow us to show on video. So
and you know what? I will do that. You can put some goddamn. If you pay me $10 a month, I will put clips on my nipples and
you are
and then you can
whore, sir.
Hey man,
you just
$10 a month
down.
And
that's all it takes.
I will allow Uble to electrify my nipples. We're gonna have to figure that out.
Please,
I'm sure Arturo, you know how
Don't
they make like connect a battery of some sort. Or
he
something?
Does.
Yeah,
he's the AC to my DC.
That'd be fun.
We will together figure out a way to electrify your nipples
I'll make sure that
for every Patreon.
You heard it here first.
Yes.
I'll make sure that I wax my nipples that day to get like a nice smooth clean.
Otherwise,
we don't want like burned nipple hair.
I don't want to smell burnt hair in my garage.
Also, if you don't want to be a patron, you can just like and subscribe our YouTube or join our Instagram. Morons Make Sense, or find Uble or myself on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on all the damn social medias, even Twitters and whatnot. So, except for TikTok, we're not on that shit. We should get on that. No. That's like
I'm still on
kids
MySpace. Look me up on LinkedIn.
The Friendster? Oh, is that even still like
I
a
don't
thing?
think it exists anymore. No.
Does MySpace still exist?
It does.
Yeah,
no, for sure.
Yeah, but it's like
I have a MySpace.
I think it was like
page.
more geared towards music.
I have my song
like, at the very last version of it, but I don't.
Okay, whatever.
Oh
shit. It is fucking still exist.
It's
what do they do?
www. MySpace.
It's just MySpace.com. Yeah. Apparently they just it's basically a music place.
The drama of the top friends.
Oh yeah, you could only choose 7.
It was 8. Yeah,
8. I mean, you could also extend it at some point when there were the updates, but just the drama that would cause of like, oh, why'd I get moved? Or this or that.
I can't tell you how many times I had to tell my grandmother why she wasn't part of my top 8, and I was like, "I'm sorry, you're just not up there. I'm sorry."
Just that customizing the music. Yeah. Fuck.
Those are good. Those are the good old days.
We digress. What are we talking about?
No, wait. We still need to say what we're drinking.
Alcohol.
We're 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and we haven't talked about what are we drinking. What are we drinking? I'm drinking Hell or High Watermelon, the 21st Amendment Brewery. From the 21st Amendment Brewery, a wheat beer brewed with watermelon. This is actually really fucking good. And I don't like fruity beers, but this actually is not that fruity. Like it's a very subtle watermelon taste, which I like. So I recommend it. Hell or High Watermelon by 21st Amendment Brewery.
How much alcohol is in that?
4.9%.
It's not bad. It's enough to get you a nice buzz, but not enough to give you a fucking horrible hangover.
Yeah, it's good. It's
Man,
good.
Whoever bought that must be a fucking awesome... cool guy.
Yeah. Thank God he's not here.
No, he's gone. I'm drinking another seltzer. No, it was good. I'm drinking another seltzer, but I switched it up today. I'm doing Vizai. I think it's pronounced Vizai or Vizzy.
You're
it's a hard
the worst
seltzer.
person in the world.
5% alcohol, more than what Sam is drinking, I might add. And very light and refreshing, very crisp. If you're thirsty, go and get yourself a Vizai. Arturo, what are you drinking, sir?
A modelo.
A model.
There is a man. There is a man.
Straightforward. I'm fucking drinking a modelo.
Sometimes there's a man.
Yeah, shut up.
Sometimes there's a man.
Again with that. Anyway, welcome everybody.
So today's topic is one that I'm very passionate about.
Yeah.
In fact, I apologize in advance because I might be yelling a lot in this episode. I apologize to your kids. I apologize to your kid. I apologize to the to the producer.
Procedure? No.
The procedure over there.
Who's currently on Instagram.
Watching UFC fights over there when he should be doing his job.
No, he's on 21st Amendment Brewery.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's good.
He also has a watermelon.
Yeah, he's also
drinking. You're enjoying one as well, huh? That's where they all went.
Yeah.
That's why.
Is your mic on?
No, he's drinking the shit.
No, is his mic on?
Yeah, his mic is on.
Say what's up.
Yeah.
Vizzy.
It's
Vizai.
He's good.
Vizai.
It's a Vizai. Yeah, he's also having a seltzer.
Film criticism.
That's what we're talking about today, folks.
Yes.
Is for anyone who has ever gone to watch a movie or has ever, I would say, even expand this to TV shows. It's just criticism in general
of the
arts. When it comes to the arts. Is how strong do you critique things? How loose are you on certain things? Where is that threshold of I enjoyed it, therefore it's great, or I didn't enjoy it, so fuck you, you shouldn't enjoy it either. Which I don't want to point any fingers, but there are some people here.
That's actually not how I am.
Okay.
I just tell you my opinion
and then you say fuck you, you shouldn't enjoy it because I didn't enjoy it either.
Did I say that in the last episode? I don't think so.
I just think we heard you say something along those lines. But yeah,
I mean,
criticisms.
That's a good point. It's the idea of like how you associate the positive or negative connotations within what you're saying. At what point are we going to negative or are we going to positive, and where does that meet?
It's a matter of opinion, right? No.
Careful.
Am I wrong
Careful
here?
on this level.
Easy on the equipment, bro. We don't have that many Patreons out there to buy more of these. Unless we get more Patreons, then we can just fucking
$1 a month.
Yeah.
Electrified nipples. Think about it.
But yeah, as far as movie criticisms go.
So for me, I'm the most critical of movies because movies is my passion.
Yeah.
There's no other art form that I'm as critical of besides movies. I like watching TV. I watch a lot of TV shows, but I'm never as like passionate about giving a grade and giving like a real deep analysis or anything like that.
On a TV show.
On TV shows, even if it's, unless it's like a really like good stuff, and then I'll think, I'll talk about it and think about it. But
that's
when it comes to films, I'm like super passionate. When I was a kid, talking about when I was like, 5 or 6 years old, I used to watch Siskel and Ebert religiously.
Every Friday, right?
Yeah, on ABC.
Every Friday on ABC.
and Siskel and Ebert were my first exposure to film criticism and like film passion in general.
Yeah.
And I just never looked back. Like I've just loved movies since I was a kid. And I just love talking about them.
So did I, though. So did I. But I feel like me and you have different approaches when it comes to critiquing a movie, and obviously it's because there are other outside forces that came into play in regards to your movie going experience. But I feel like I'm more optimistic. I'm realistic. I'm somewhat down to
realistic
to
is
earth.
Not the right word.
Okay,
optimistic, yes.
I am. I feel like I am the good balance. And we'll talk more about our guest here, Arturo.
No, let's get to Arturo because I want.
Where would you put yourself? Where would you put yourself?
Arturo because apparently he's never given a bad criticism.
No, I have, and there's films that because here's the thing with me ultimately, and I think it does follow a similar vein of films are very important to me. I love entertainment, but I always look at the silver linings. There's a lot of hard work that goes into making movies, and I think right now, not necessarily back in the day, but now, especially in the last couple of years, there's become so much of like this consistency to be condescending and to trash things and immediately call things
basically
garbage.
The internet. Yeah.
And I feel like to take an entire film, sorry.
Yeah. Don't worry about getting close in there.
Yeah.
And to
really
just
get your mouth on it.
Get your mouth in there.
Just really just get close to it and just caress it.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
To take an entire film and to just describe it as garbage or trash, like it just there's so much more that goes into that, But
I agree.
And I'll also admit, there are certain things where like I don't necessarily enjoy a film to its strongest sense, but I'll admit it too when that happens.
Yeah.
But there's still so much to. I guess again at the end of the day, I always look at the silver lining, and I look at that.
So if you don't mind me shamelessly plugging, Arturo had his own podcast about movies and TV shows. You can catch up on them. Capes and Creatures is what the show was. And
you have another podcast too, right? Don't you?
He is on another one, which I was going to get to. It's called Enjoy the Show.
Thank you.
Yes.
Also a very good podcast. Tune in if you have the chance. But you'll see what I'm talking about.
Now you guys have to plug us.
Now you have to.
Now we have to be on your...
We're contractually obligated to do so.
Yes.
But you'll see from listening to his episodes that a lot of them mainly revolve around the positive. And even if he has negative thoughts on a movie, you'll still try to find a positive view, which I admire.
Yeah.
I absolutely, it's refreshing, especially in today's internet age where everything is either it's the greatest thing ever or it's a piece of fucking shit and it should go to hell and die. I feel like there should be an interim, and I feel like that's where I am. I feel like Sam might be a little too strong on the critiques, and if you've seen past episodes, you'll know what I'm talking
Not strong
about.
at all.
But he'll be like, well, they didn't explain how the Wi-Fi worked on the fourth floor. When in the universe that they just set up for us, Wi-Fi's don't work above the fourth floor. So what's going on there? He's to that point. And I feel like Arturo is on the other end of that spectrum where he's all like, well, they tried it. And they
tried.
They really tried. And
they give it
their heart was in the right place. Therefore, I'm going to give this movie an A-, And I feel like I'm somewhat in the middle. I feel like I'm like, no, I acknowledge that this was a very weak
Did you
film.
give The Room an A-? You know,
The Room. Oh my.
He knows.
I know what that movie.
I
You're
love
tearing
The
me
Room
apart.
because of how much I hate The Room.
Yeah,
Oh my
that's a
God.
hard movie
Yeah.
to go based off of because it's a
Tell me
good,
why
it's a movie.
so,
It's so.
He gave it the old school try, you know. Those
Yeah.
wonderful sex scenes.
Yeah, no,
Hilarious.
don't get me started on it.
The character
hi,
who was
Mark.
recast halfway through.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Mark. Yeah. That's a hard movie to go based off of. But let me ask you this, Arturo. What is an example of a movie that you would say is bad? And I know you mentioned rewatchability is a thing.
Yes.
But I'm saying let's go past that and say what is a movie that you even regret paying for or watching or sitting through? Basically any movie that has caused regret to you where you walked out and you're like, I really wish I had those fucking $12 back. You know? Or I wish I had those 2 hours back in my life.
I don't. Think
You can't say that, right?
No.
I can give you at least 3 examples.
Like
There is a movie for me that
in
comes to mind right
Even
away.
films that like I had a hard time with, or maybe maybe the ending ruined the entire movie for me. At the very end, like there's still so much I enjoy. Like
you focus on the positive.
yeah, I mean just to throw it out there because I know this is a movie of high contention, especially within.
Remember, stay close to the mic.
The horror community is
See, that's a
Hereditary.
huge difference.
Hereditary. Wait, are you going to tell me that you didn't like Hereditary?
No, I thoroughly enjoyed Hereditary up until the very end, and I felt the ending is what ruined it for me.
Oh, I
never saw
disagree.
Hereditary.
It's an incredibly well-crafted film.
Uh-huh.
I loved the story behind
saw
it, how much we were
Hereditary?
guessing
Oh,
behind
yeah.
it, but just everything that to me like just was the ending just wasn't the payoff I was looking for.
Wait, is that the movie where they get the golden retriever to play basketball on the kids' basketball team?
You're thinking of Cool
No.
Runnings.
Oh, no. Fuck, you're right. I'm thinking of Cool Runnings.
Hereditary
never
was
saw
one of my
Hereditary.
favorite movies of that year. I think it made my top 10.
Wow.
That's a great. That's like
Wow.
one of those like
Fight.
masterpiece
Fight.
horror movies
Fight.
in my opinion.
Fight.
It was-
Ari
Fight.
Aster's like
No,
also
like,
Midsommar is
and-
another great movie he made.
And nothing against them at all. And, you know, I did enjoy a lot of Hereditary and Midsommar. It's just, to me, the idea that, I mean, this could potentially just turn into talking about Hereditary.
But we need
No,
to
no,
mince.
no.
We need to mince Hereditary now.
Yeah,
with
I
you.
need to watch it.
I mean, I'm perfectly down. Because, again, there is so much of the film I thoroughly enjoyed. It was the first time I had been that terrified in a long time. And it's hard for me to get on edge for horror movies because I've become desensitized.
See, no, that's true. That I agree with you. That was one of the. It's been a while where I honestly was
How
watching a
bad
movie
is
and I
this?
was.
I
How
haven't
bad?
seen Hereditary. Like,
It's not bad. It's great.
it's
No, I mean, like,
fantastic.
exactly. Like, how scary.
And,
Like, how,
that's the thing. Like,
is it, like, gory?
It
like,
is.
disturbing.
It has
Sort of
some
guy
gore, yeah, but it's also
More
like
psychological?
it's a mix of different things.
yeah,
like
it's the way it makes you experience things. And that was
Yeah.
really well
it's
done.
just the tension that's built, the
Okay.
environment, the characters, how
So-
they're developed, and everything like that. It's just
So let's
great
avoid
movie.
talk. Oh, that's what they look like. Oh, yeah, I remember the
That's
commercials.
what they look like.
Yeah, let's
But
avoid
let's
focusing
avoid
on
talking
a
about
single
specific movie,
Yeah, yeah.
But when you talk about like the worst movie I've ever seen, there's one that really comes to my mind, and the reason why I hate this, you know who David Lynch is?
Yeah,
Yes.
I do.
I think he's the most overrated director. I
Yeah.
despise him because the movie that is like always on the bottom of my list of like one of the worst movies I've seen is Blue Velvet. Have you guys ever seen that movie?
Blue Velvet. I don't think
No.
that I
That's
have.
wait, isn't that with Ryan Gosling?
No, it's an old movie from the 80s. Dennis Hopper is in it.
What's the one I was thinking of? Ryan
Laura
Gosling.
Dern.
Oh,
And
wow. It
it's-
looks very indie, man.
And it's one of these movies that it has, certain critical acclaim because David Lynch, and he's on like a lot of pretentious
Yeah.
film
I mean,
people's like list of great.
Pretentious films and directors as a whole, that's a topic
Yeah.
in and of
Yeah.
itself.
Well, I think this is one of the most pretentious, shitty movies. Like, and the thing is, like, when we get to like my system of what I grade, this movie got a D- for me, and I
Is
don't
that the
give
lowest?
Fs for one of the reasons that you just mentioned because I do. I'll get to that later, but I just want to say like this is probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I fucking
Wow.
hate this movie.
If I may, no one goes out with the idea to make a shitty movie.
Yes,
And
it's true. It's true. So this is why I don't give Fs. So even though F is a possibility, I don't know what that movie would be. Like this is the closest to me of an F I can think of.
Wow.
And I know this is a movie that's critically acclaimed and like people love this movie, but to me it's like so overrated, so pretentious.
7.7 stars.
It's such a bullshit movie. Go watch it. Go watch it and let me know what you think of it. And see if you can even get through like the first half of it. I mean, it's got like some of the worst acting I've seen.
2 hours long for a 1986 movie. 2 hours long. It's fucking long. Like 1986 movies were like an hour and 20 minutes.
No, 2 hours is whatever. The thing is, like, this movie is supposed to be like, oh, it's shocking and disturbing, and it's gonna make you think about, you know, all these things, and all like, and it was not shocking. It's not disturbing. It has very bad plot. It has very bad characters. Very bad acting, in my opinion. It's just such a bad movie, and almost an F. But the reason why I don't give Fs is because of what you said. Is that I don't think any movie that gets made with the intention of making a bad movie. I think there is a lot to appreciate in that. Yeah, a lot of people have to come together for a movie to even happen. For any movie that actually made it to the screen is already a success, because it's so hard to make a movie. It's so hard to make a movie. And if you actually made it and it actually got shown in some festival or anything, you're at least a D-.
But that can also be luck. That can also be luck and the people that you know.
Yeah, but it's still hard. Even if you know people, it's still hard because
but
you can know that person,
but it from being an F.
No, in order, I don't know what an F would be. Like, I would have to basically, it'd be so bad that I would have to just stop it. Like, it's just so bad.
Walk out.
Yeah,
have either of you ever walked out of a movie?
I've never walked out.
Paid money for it.
Yeah, I enjoyed the whole thing.
But no, never.
I've never walked out of a movie, but I was once at a movie. It was actually Dewey Cox.
That's a
fucking great movie. No, trust me, I love that movie. But there was a couple in front of me that like maybe 20 minutes in stood up and walked out, and they were like shaking their heads like, oh, I can't believe this movie. And I was like, what the fuck were you expecting? Have you not seen the trailers?
Yeah.
Did you not read up on this fucking movie? What were you like? Were you expecting like a real life like Johnny Cash documentary?
That's a great parody on those like
I fucking love that. I love that. I love Dewey Cox. Yeah. I've never walked out of a movie.
But
though. I've given movie.
That's the catch-22. You've never given an F. Whatever.
No.
Fuck off.
That's why I stopped myself right before I said F. I was like, I've given...
But that's the catch-22 for me as well, in the sense that I wouldn't feel justified in giving a grade to a movie that I didn't watch all the way through. Also, so it's almost like impossible for me to give an F, because if I walk out of it, it's like I didn't see the entire painting. You know, I only saw 25% of it. Who knows if the last 75% would have changed my mind?
If that 25% is like already starting to be the shape of a dickhead, or
that would make me interested. I would just
like if you saw the
keep
top
going,
and you were like, so far I've seen 25% of this, and
dude, that was most of the '90s for me during my internet. During my internet surfing.
Let it load.
That was most of the '90s.
Let it load. Oh, it's still looking like a dick.
Wait,
there might be a boob.
The boobs never came. The boob never came.
Oh, it's another ball. It's another ball, you guys. Never mind. Yeah, no, I
D- for this picture.
Look, I'm somewhat in between, because I will say, at least for me personally, is I enjoy a lot of movies. But I can truthfully acknowledge when a movie has a lot of plot holes or missteps, and I'm like, no, yeah, I totally understand why you personally don't like this movie, but I just enjoyed myself. It had to do with the theme that I like. Excuse me. It had to do with the theme that I like, which is either aliens or time travel. And yes, maybe there were some plot holes. Yes, maybe there was missteps, but ultimately it was about this theme that I liked, so I fucking enjoyed it. I'm gonna let it go, and I feel like that's a nice balance. I acknowledge the bad, but still enjoy it if you fucking want to. Who gives a shit?
Here's the thing: as an artist myself, you know, I was in a band. I've tried to make, you know, content in many different forms. I accept people's criticism, and I think it's good as an artist to be criticized. And even people, if somebody wants to trash your stuff, like, I'm just cool, whatever. It didn't work for you, and
that's like
you know,
your opinion,
you have the
man.
No. I mean, as long as if they have good reasons or like good things that they're pointing to and stuff like that, which I want to get to, because I don't think like good criticism is just like,
I was gonna say,
your movie is trash and then not give any reasons.
You're describing a perfect world, but we live in a world where there's like people review bomb for fun.
Yeah, and I think that's bullshit. That's not good criticism. You know, you have to have reasons. And I feel like in our last episode with Nope, it's not like I was just saying this movie is trash. You know, this movie
that's
is.
What you said last week.
No, I didn't say that. I gave you reasons. I gave you reasons why it wasn't working for me and things like that. You know, I get, and so it's that's good criticism, and like it's fine if you didn't like it, and I don't think it's a disrespect to the filmmakers if you didn't like it, but I think you have to give reasons, and you can't just be like, your movie is shit. And that's it. Like, your movie is shit. Fuck this and fuck that and everything.
I agree.
Like that's not good criticism.
I absolutely agree. I do feel like just because you're criticizing, like for example, when you talk about a movie and you say the story was bad, but everything else was fucking solid. I feel like that's important, is to differentiate, because if you just go in and say this movie is fucking trash, it's a piece of shit, then you're knocking on the cinematographer, you're knocking on the actors,
knocking at everything.
You're knocking on the people that were in charge of wardrobe, the people that were the agents. You're knocking everything. Whereas if you say, like you do, I enjoyed the score, I enjoyed the cinematography, the acting was weak, but the story was strong, then at least you can pinpoint where you're coming from. And if everybody did that, like Arturo said, that would be an ideal fucking world. You know, it would be fine. But the internet, which is, I think, a large part of why we have this conversation about criticism, is because it provides anonymity, and that right there is the key.
And most of those shit takes are happening on Twitter, where there's just like 180 characters or whatever, and things like that. There's a lot of good critics on YouTube that I follow that do a very good job of reviewing movies and stuff like that. Yeah. Dan Morrow is one that I really like. There's the Oscar expert. They're really fun. Yeah, you don't know who these people are. Nope. Stuck, man, he's great. Anyway, but we know what I really want to get into is my system. This is going to be a very selfish thing I'm about to do. And I'm sorry.
That'll give intro into.
I'm gonna bore the hell out of you guys.
You'd be surprised, buddy.
I'm not gonna lie. I have this on a Word document. There's an outline. There's like how. Like
no, I dig it.
Saved.
I've written paragraphs.
Tell me you printed it out and laminated it.
No, it's in my laptop. It's in my laptop. One day I'm going to publish it whenever I feel I perfected the art of criticism.
Please go for it. Please give us the intro.
Here's the thing. My critique is separated into two separate critiques, okay? There's the objective critique and there's the subjective critique. Okay. Now, these two things are different in this way. When it comes to the objective critique, what I'm talking about is things that I can actually point to in the movie that I can tell you, hey, Arturo, look at the cinematography. This is good. Like, look, I can point concrete. To you in the movie and point to things. Like, it's actually things that are there that anybody can see and whatnot. And then there's the subjective critique, which to me is what I felt about the movie. So it's really just a review of my emotions and what I felt and how the movie affected me, whether it was intellectually or emotionally and things like that. And then I put those things together, and that's what gives me like the grade. So in the objective critique, I'm judging a lot of things. There's like the cinematography, the visual effects, the sound, the performances, the story, everything that comes in as a package, and everything about the movie that I can tell you, let's look at this, let's look at that, look at that. And then I give that a grade and say, okay, the objective critique was like a B, whatever, let's say. And then, but maybe emotionally, it really hit me. Yeah. Like, it was just, the story was like, just got me. Like, cried. Yeah. Onward. Yeah. That's a great example, actually. Yeah. That's that fucking movie.
One of those movies where maybe nobody else got that same emotional.
That movie destroyed me. That movie destroyed me.
But for you, it just happened to hit. Right in the feels.
Yeah, so I'm like reviewing, like, how did I feel about this movie? I cried. I was like so into it. Like, I really felt it. And that, and I will give a grade to that. And usually I kind of take the average, but if the subjective critique, I give a little bit more bias to the subjective critique, because I think how I feel matters more. And so I say, very like, selfish. Okay, very if I give it an A+ and a B+ in the objective, then I'm going to say this is like an A. or something.
So, question: do you always take those two together?
Yes.
Do you ever just set them apart?
No, because I feel it's good
They're
to
tied.
have they're tied together, and also it's also intellectually. So the subjective critique would be like, did it make me think about like the history of cinema? How did it comment about other movies in the past and things like that? And also when I'm judging it objectively, I'm saying like, well, how did this like change the history? It's like Jurassic Park. When you think about the plot of that movie, it's not incredibly like unique or anything like that.
Tread carefully
But
again.
what makes that movie so great is because it broke barriers in terms of visual effects. It broke barriers in terms of like action movie and the kind of blockbuster movies, of that time and things like that.
We're not a norm back then.
Yeah. You hadn't seen a blockbuster movie like that yet. There was blockbuster movies before, but this was like another
like
level
that.
that just hadn't existed
It
yet.
stepped it up.
And that's why it's like an A+ there. But it's still, I mean, even for emotionally, it's still an A+ because I was very into it and I was and the score is fucking amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't take them apart, but I do give a little bit more favor to how it affected me. So
That sounds very exhausting, Sam.
no, this is
Very,
this is
very
going on in my
exhausting.
head. This happens in my head like subconsciously.
Yeah.
You don't understand like this
don't.
this Word document, this paper I've written it's in my brain and it just goes through. It's like an algorithm. Like
Did
things
you use
are
Microsoft?
happening.
Did you use Microsoft 8 or Microsoft 10? Which one of the two did you use?
It wasn't an 8, was it? Didn't it go from 7 to 10?
I think it was a 10 actually.
Microsoft 10. Ooh la la. Yeah,
But,
you put a lot of work into your criticism, man. Thank you for sharing that.
This
with
is what I'm
us.
saying. Like when I give my opinion, I've thought about this.
No, and honestly, I really like the fact that you bring in the idea of how you feel. Because that's a big one for me personally.
Yeah.
Because like there are some shitty films that I enjoy watching.
It just makes you feel good.
For
whatever reason, the spot, the time of the nostalgia you feel from it, or the way a certain song made you feel, or the way a certain scene made you feel, and that just grabs you.
I'll give you one right now. Home Alone. To me, Home Alone. To me, if you look at it technically speaking, it's not like a greatly,
those two bandits could have killed Kevin McAllister within 4 minutes.
It's not a very well made
4
movie.
minutes.
But it for some reason it was made well enough that it hits you at a certain level.
The soundtrack also, John Williams.
I don't know. To me, like that movie is good simply because to me of how it makes me feel, the nostalgia I feel.
It's always
with
on
it.
at Christmas time in my house.
Yep, Christmas. That's definitely a Christmas movie. I agree with that, Arturo. It's all nostalgia. It's all nostalgia because of the Christmas time, because of the age that I was when I saw them, and how many times I saw the movies when they had been released. So yeah, there are a lot. I feel like it's stronger with older movies. Mm-hmm. Older movies, I am definitely more forgiving than I am with current movies.
And that's another thing.
If a new movie came out right now and followed the exact same structure
it would suck,
as Home Alone,
it would suck.
I would fucking talk shit on it.
They have done it.
I would write a letter directly to the studio, strongly worded letter, asking them to pull the movie from the movie theaters.
But that's the thing. I also take that into consideration because when I watch older films, I think it's bad criticism to judge an old film by today's standards.
Yeah.
So remember when we talked about Top Gun and why I think the original is better than the sequel? Yeah. And I might be like the only person in the world who believes this now.
Because of the volleyball scene. You liked it so much.
Yes.
I remember you said that. You're like, oh, I was so into that volleyball scene.
The sequel needed more homoerotic scenes.
More volleyball
I just
scenes.
needed more men without their shirts.
Yeah.
Don't you think so, Arturo?
I haven't seen either film.
You haven't seen it?
Oh, what the
my God.
I was hoping for this kind of reaction.
God damn it.
You haven't seen not even Top Gun 1.
No, I never got around to it.
Go over there with Noel.
Yeah. Go in the dark now.
Just kidding. No. I can forgive that, but The Godfather is unforgivable. He's still the worst person in the world.
The worst.
Yes.
But
so like
you approach older movies differently.
Yeah, you have to. I feel like if you're gonna watch a movie like Citizen Kane, you can't expect it to be like, oh, the visual effects. Like, look at this. This is just like, this is not a. I mean, that's just bad criticism. Or like the acting is not like modern acting or anything like that. You have to watch the movies in their time, in their place, and things like that. Or maybe. Like, I feel people who, this is popular in today's world, people who go back and watch older movies just to kind of like cancel them or, criticize them for like, opinions that we might not have in today's world. Like, dude, this is like 70 years ago or whatever. Like,
it was a different time.
A different time. Like, yes, it's
what
not right that they might have believed this, but it's not a bad movie because of this particular maybe opinion that was expressed in that movie or something like that. Like, you have to, you can't be anachronistic in your criticism, is what I would say. So
you can't cancel Cool Runnings because none of them
John
were white
Candy
or whatever. It's a fucking solid movie, and it was alone in its time. You fucking take it. I personally, dude, when I watch a movie, man,
I take this very seriously.
You take it way serious, man. Like, I'm just if as I'm walking out of this movie, I'm like, I had a good time tonight. Whether it was because of the popcorn that was really good or just being able to enjoy a movie or the movie itself was good, I kind of just grade it based on my experience.
Yeah.
So, and there's downsides to that because if I get a flat on the way to watch a movie and I try to buy popcorn and they say they're closed for the concessions for the night and I have to go watch a movie and the guy next to me is coughing, that movie can be fucking The Godfather or Gone with the Wind. No. I will grade it as like a shitty experience, right? Because there are outside factors.
That's not good.
Maybe not, but I know it's not good.
They have to.
It's hard sometimes. It's hard. We are human beings. You walk into a movie, and if you walk into a movie feeling good, you got good vibes. This is why you're in a good mood. You're going to enjoy that movie.
This is why you should be allowed to throw like your soda at someone who takes out their phone at a theater.
Yeah, I don't have any fucking patience for that. I've called people out. You should be allowed
to punch people who
I've
fucking
called people out. There was once two fucking hoodlums fucking laughing and giggling throughout the movie. And maybe 20, 30 minutes in, I leaned over. And in a rude way, I was with my wife. Back then, we were still girlfriend and boyfriend.
Still going to movies together.
In a rude way, we had that kind of free time. In a rude way, I told these two hoodlums to shut the fuck up. And they were like, you don't got to be so fucking rude. And I was like, I shouldn't have to be fucking telling you to shut the fuck up during a movie. So, I am going to be this rude. Because there's no reason why we should be having this interaction. My wife got upset with me. She was like, I don't know why you do these things.
I'm 100% with you, man.
I paid $12 to watch the movie. I'm not going to have your fucking slacker sitting in front of me giggling throughout the whole movie.
And then the worst thing is about these, like those people, like they always have their phone at the brightest fucking light.
Brightest
at
the fucking
very,
setting.
If you're gonna take your phone,
answering a fucking
You shouldn't have your phone.
I mean, you shouldn't. I completely agree.
Unless your mother has died, it's the only reason you should look at your phone during the movie.
Yeah, only your mother. Neighbor died. Sorry, I'll see you at the funeral. Uncle died. I was never that close to you. But mother died. Okay, yeah, that's excusable. Other than that, and then the people that answer their fucking phones during the movie and they think they're being cool. Shh, what is it? I'm at the movies. What do you mean?
I can
fucking hear you.
Just don't fucking answer the phone.
I can fucking hear you. Get the or people that take kids to the movies.
Whoa, wait.
No,
it depends on the movie.
It depends on the movie, of course. I fully expect kids to be making noise and running around while I'm watching Minions fucking 4.
You know, I'm very proud of my kids. I took them to the first movie ever. We watched Lightyear together.
That's big for you.
Yeah. And I was very nervous because I didn't want to take my younger one. And my wife was like, no, let's just take him. Like, we're going to feel bad leaving him behind. Because I knew James, my older one, would be cool.
And what are their ages for the audience out there?
4 and 2.
Okay.
And so the 2-year-old, I was afraid, but he was awesome, man. They were both awesome.
He wanted to stay till the end, if I'm not mistaken.
And I shed a tear after it because it was like my kids know how to watch movies. My kids know how to watch movies. They're not fucking talking. They're not
they appreciate the art just like
that's
their dad.
why you fucking 18-year-olds who are out there talking in movies, you're worse than Hitler.
You're scum.
Worse than Hitler, you sons of bitches.
You are scum and you deserve nothing less than death.
You should be fucking taken out of the back and shot in the head.
In the head.
I hope I'm not being too
No,
harsh
just
on
a
them.
little bit. Just a little bit. But yeah, no, I don't have any patience for that. It's fucking annoying. And movie theaters where, and this is very off subject, but where they leave the door open to the outside hallway, so you're sitting out.
Who does that?
There's movie theaters that I've gone to where I personally have had to stand up, gone to the door and close it because it stays open and the movie starts, and you hear all the commotion of the outside hallway.
Oh yeah, that would annoy the fuck out. That's never happened to me.
Yeah,
I love
no.
my movie theater.
What I'm saying is
none of that shit.
that happens, and these experiences are enough to ruin a movie for me.
yeah.
I know it's not right. I know I definitely
it
shouldn't
affects your
rate.
mindset going into it.
Yeah. But
Yeah, you're ruining the fucking movie, man. Like,
it's an experience. If Nicole Kidman has showed me anything,
yes,
it's that movie going is an art form.
it is a beautiful art form.
It is a beautiful art form that we all need. When the lights dim,
It is, and I hope theaters never go away. I'm so happy that they're coming back, and that people are
strong.
going back to theaters. And that's the one thing that I love about Top Gun Maverick is that it kind of was like it brought people back.
Yeah.
That's good. I love it.
I'd argue there was films before it.
Yeah.
Spider-Man came out
that's true.
before that
Spider-Man
one.
was
Spider-Man
a big
had a
one.
bigger
Batman as
bigger
well.
opening,
Yeah. No,
opening.
you're right. You're right.
But definitely, well, I'd say this about Top Gun though. It's definitely I feel one of the biggest non
comic book
or pre-existing big nerd
Franchise.
genre franchise.
I'm glad you bring this up because I'm going back to criticism. I'm really harsh on Marvel. I'm really harsh on them.
No.
And it's
You've
not
been pretty open about their movies.
It's not that I hate Marvel. Like I don't like any of the movies. I've said this before. I like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Out of fucking 18.
Volume 1. That was good.
Movies.
That was
One out of
good.
23.
I
Go on,
enjoyed
please.
Infinity War, but I hated Endgame.
You did. That's right.
Not
Because you
hate it,
didn't
but I really just
understand.
like-
You
No,
didn't
no.
understand the time travel.
Let's not get into this bull crap.
Oh,
I don't want
I
to
will
get into
fucking
this
get
bullshit.
into it
I don't want to
right
get into it.
now.
No.
Your brain was too small
No,
to
it's not.
comprehend.
It's not too small.
The
It's not too
complex
small.
time travel.
Yeah, when I
that
think one of the
exists
best
in this
movies
movie.
is Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is like an incredibly complex movie. But
how
fucking
did they
Endgame-
explain the different shoes when she traveled from one universe to the other, Sam?
What are you talking about? That
I don't
never
know
happened.
what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm
Anyways,
just
the
saying.
point that I'm trying to make is that one of the reasons why I have I'm harsh on Marvel is because I have such a passion for movies, not just like indie movies and all kinds of movies from like the mid budget to the indie to the high budget, and I feel like Marvel has been a big contributor to actually lowering the variety of the movies that are out there and making it harder for these other types of movies to be made.
That's
the
on
other
the
types of
audience,
movies.
though. That's on the audience. That's not on the movie maker.
It is on the audience.
That's more
It
of
is on-
the issue.
it is on the audience.
People aren't turning out.
Look at what's coming out. Look at
But they're also not making those movies as much, and they're
that's
not
true.
promoting them
Well,
the same way they used to promote them.
And I'll argue a lot of them are going to streaming services.
That's
and
true.
that's an even harder thing because you have less and less movies that I guess were more of a risk in theaters because they're choosing a safer route too.
Which is streaming.
So it's
And that's
more
not a
than
bad thing.
It's not a bad
and I'll
thing,
admit
but they
that,
should. A lot of those movies-
studios don't want to make smaller films anymore. I completely reason with that. But it's not to say that, it's all Marvel's fault either.
You're right. It's not all Marvel's fault. It's not all Marvel's fault.
And you might as well
accept
get
that.
used to it, Sam, because producer is showing us a
And here's another
timeline.
thing. And this is the reason why I also am
Jesus
an
Christ,
an
that's a lot of
Oscar
movies.
fanboy is because I think the Oscars are important and it's the only award show that matters in my opinion because it
So how did
actually
you feel about Suicide Squad?
which one?
2016.
James Gunn.
It won
Oh.
an Oscar.
Yeah, it won for makeup, but the makeup is being judged separately from the movie.
The first one,
The
the first one won an Oscar. Really, the Will Smith.
It won for
Suicide
makeup.
Best makeup.
It won for makeup.
Oh, jeez.
You have to understand that there are categories that are taken outside. It doesn't mean that the movie is good. It means that the makeup was good. Which I'm fine with it. Which
no,
I'm fine
not
with it.
fucking with you, Sam. I'm gonna take the serious one on this one, which is you respect an academy.
No, here's the thing. No,
that is willing to give.
Let me take my point
Suicide
out.
Squad won an award. You're telling me that 5 other movies didn't have better makeup and effects than fucking Suicide Squad with Will Smith?
It had some good makeup. I mean,
I'm not saying it had bad. I'm just saying
the makeup was
Who
good.
was it
Rock,
against? Who was it
Joker,
against?
Harley.
Click on the 2017 icon right there.
I
Click on
think
that.
one of them
It'll-
was like
it'll give you all the-
Star Trek. One of the Star Treks, I think.
You have to scroll down. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Still,
while we're looking for the comparators of this makeup category,
doesn't matter.
which is just makeup. But what I'm trying to say is that a lot of these movies, the small movies, get made specifically because the Academy Awards exist. If it wasn't for
Star
the
Trek Beyond and A Man Called Ove. I've never seen that one.
now you know why it won.
I
there
would
wasn't
give it to
much
Star Trek.
competition.
Yeah, there
No, no,
wasn't.
I
There
feel
wasn't
like-
much
I
competition
feel like
this year.
there was more because I remember entering an office pool
And
No,
there was like
Nope,
5
it
or
looks-
6. No,
It was
it looks like there's
Suicide
some
There
Squad.
was there was not much competition that
Suicide
year.
There
Squad
had to-
director's
'cause
cut.
2017. Look, I mean, just look at the other movies that came out that year.
Yeah, but it's
I'm
makeup.
looking-
it's
I'm looking,
makeup.
yeah. No,
we're not talking
That's true.
about
What went into the
We're not
running for
talking about
makeup.
like the screenplay or like.
That's
I
why
would
the
be
Academy-
furious if it won best screenplay or something.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
It
Best
won
documentary
makeup.
feature.
Best use of a boomerang.
Here's the thing: more now than ever in the past 20 years, the Academy Awards are important because these small films are able are exist because the Academy Awards help them to exist.
Well, then-
like a lot
but
of
then you can
studios make
also-
these movies just because
But
of
then
that.
you can also argue that people are only making pretentious films for the sake of the stuff.
For the sake
But
of
they're
the-
not
Yeah.
that pretentious.
I-
Some of them
a
are.
lot
Some
of
of them
them.
are.
I feel that
Some
there
of
are
them
so
are.
many,
But
I
there's
feel
some
now-
great ones.
No,
Yeah.
and I don't knock
You
that.
need to
And,
see
and
them.
I enjoy films all across the board. I really do. But I see there's certain films that come out, and I'm like, you know what? That is explicitly made for that
Yep,
audience. Like,
they only want the Oscar.
and that's all they're aiming
They're
for, and that's
trying-
fine. But like, you can also it's the same way where like you can tell a movie's only being made for the blockbuster, you know, and because
Just for the
it's
popcorn
connected
audience.
to this spin-off.
Yeah.
to
But
whatever
what
the
is
case
that
may be.
movie that's being made for the awards? It's a movie that's that's being serious, that has serious themes, that's trying to be thought provoking, that's trying to be emotionally provoking.
Or is it just
that's-
being pretentious?
It could
It's
be
just
trying to
be-
be pretentious, and that's where
mean,
that
it
you're,
goes back and forth.
some of them are. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that those don't exist, but the thing is that a lot of the movies that get nominated are great movies that people should watch.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of gets me mad that these movies are not getting watched, and sometimes
Like Suicide Squad.
again. Some Marvel movies that don't deserve like the fucking millions they're getting get watched every time, and there are some bad movies there.
like Blue Velvet, for example.
Blue Velvet. Blue Velvet is one of those
movie
pretentious one.
Yeah.
One of those pretentious one. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Now, look, at the end of the day, man, I fucking grade a movie on whether I had fun at the movie or not, and I agree, a lot of it has to do with rewatchability, but there have been some movies that I have graded in the top scores that I've never gone back to rewatch again.
And I have something similar. For
Yeah.
example, The Irishman, the fucking 3-hour plus film on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
I love that
With
movie,
De
but
Niro.
I'm not gonna immediately rewatch it.
I was very
Like,
mediocre on that one. That was
I really had a good time with that one.
and that one was like a B plus for me.
Yeah,
I mean, a B plus from you is still pretty high, though.
Still strong.
I didn't. We should explain our levels. We should explain our levels.
Man. I don't know if our one viewer that's
And no, this is good. I'm having a great time. I don't know about you. guys.
Probably
We're having
my
a great
mom.
time.
I mean,
Mom.
ultimately, it's all that matters, right? That you're having a good time.
No,
Just like watching a movie. Got you. That's all that matters. Watching the
It's not all that matters. It's not all that matters, dude. Haven't
Yeah.
you ever gone out of a movie and felt this cathartic feeling of like I just watched? Okay, I have to explain my feelings when I watch it, Everything Everywhere All at Once, because I haven't had this in a while where I was just fucking destroyed by
Have you
this
seen that
movie.
one, Arturo?
I haven't. I've heard a lot of good things.
Man, you gotta
and
get
I
on
haven't
it.
gotten around to it
And
yet.
this is a movie that I'm hoping is
Yeah.
going to get a lot of
also hard for me to
recognition
watch
come
movies.
awards night. Look at that, 8.2 on IMDb. It's
Yep.
really good.
It's such a good movie.
okay. So now we're gonna go off IMDb ratings.
No, this is it. I'm just saying that it's another
Yeah,
example
how many thumbs
of
up
people
did
like
Cisco
it.
and Niebuhr give it? Oh, they were dead? Oh, nice excuse.
But this is a movie that made me laugh so fucking hard, but it made me cry so fucking
Yeah.
hard at the same time, and it made me think so much about the meaning of life and all the things that go into the existential crisis of human beings. And
Well,
it's
you're just describing what Toy Story was for me.
yes, Toy Story
another one.
fucking
Yeah,
3
that's another
was
one.
a similar thing.
Yeah.
But it's not just about what you say, like, oh, if I had a good time. No, the movies that you remember, that movies that stick in your head, even the TV shows, whatever art, are the movies that fucking affect you deep. It's not just, oh, I had a great time. Yeah, it was fun.
I mean,
it was fun. It's
that's
not
a
a
good
roller.
point.
Roller
No, you're
coasters
right.
are fun, but the great movies are the ones that you're just like,
Roller
fuck.
coasters are not
Like, I want
fucking
to talk
fun.
about it. I want to keep talking about it. I want to look more into it. I want to, those are the great movies.
No, I mean that's a really good point. Interestingly, off air, just before we got into talking about this, we were talking about kind of like the films that impacted us. We brought up The Godfather. We started talking shit on our producer Noel. Love you, man.
Yeah.
And when if I think about that list, because I haven't memorized, all the films, the majority of them, I should say, are all older films, like several
Yeah.
decades old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's because you can also argue on the same flip side that there's now this what's the word I'm looking for? There's too much
too much media.
Abundance.
Too much.
I guess.
Yeah, it's too much.
For lack of a better term, that everything just it's harder to pick things apart because there's just so much now.
There is a lot of content.
There's a lot of content.
I mean, just this year, like a year alone, everything we've been exposed to, and we're gonna keep being exposed to for the rest of the year. Like there's just
that's a very good point, because when Jurassic Park came out, how many other dinosaur movies were out there at that time? Mm-hmm. None. How many dinosaur TV shows were out there other than the one TV show by the same name, which is Dinosaurs? There was nothing else as far as dinosaur content that you can get.
there was
So it allowed you to be more like, oh fuck, I have very little experience and I haven't had this content in a long time, and this is the one source of content I can get, so I'm gonna fucking enjoy it and I love it and it's nostalgic. Now, if I told you there's a movie coming out about an alien, you can easily find 15 other properties that had to do with aliens, whether it's streaming or a TV show or an online show or a movie. So there is that question of, does an overabundance of the same theme affect the movie? Oversaturation.
Isn't this Marvel? You guys are just talking about Marvel. Oversaturation. And one of the reasons
it's the
why
same storyline. If it's the same storyline, then that's different.
It's the same storyline.
If it's 15
superhero has
movies,
crisis, villain comes in, superhero has to destroy villain, big spectacle at the end, superhero finally destroys villain.
That's a great movie, Sam. A plus.
Wow.
A plus right now, Sam. Write it. But yeah, no, I mean,
I know. Come on, get mad, Arturo. I want you to be mad. Come on, do it. I want the anger.
He's not gonna get
I want
mad.
the negative. Come on, give it.
I tried. I asked him what movie he would rate as an F or a walk out of, and he couldn't even tell me that.
I mean, there's movies I've started to watch like on my own at home.
Okay.
And I'm just like, and a couple minutes in, I'm like, you know what?
This isn't for me.
I'm just not into it.
What's a movie that people have said this is a great movie, you got to watch it, and you're just
said,
like,
nope.
Meh.
I watched it, and it's meh.
The Godfather.
You haven't seen The Godfather.
Get the fuck out of here right now.
If you actually went to see The Godfather and came back to me meh, I would respect you a little bit more.
A little bit more.
But the whole point of you like, I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to watch it because apparently that's something cool you decided or something like that.
You're wrong.
Like, you need to get your ass fucked.
Yeah.
That's what you need. Yes, your ass fucked.
Oh, shit. That's just Arturo's views. I don't want to show them.
I mean, Sam's.
Yeah.
That wasn't my views.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was Sam.
I was speaking for Arturo.
That's just Arturo.
No, man, I can't. I think, I mean, and it also, like, my immediate friends and stuff, I feel like we all have a very similar viewpoint with films. We watch them more for entertainment
that also
value.
changes things.
So that does change things.
See, top 5 horror movies, go.
Whoa, shit, fuck.
Go. Whoa, hurry,
oh my
go.
God. Nightmare on Elm Street, The Exorcist, The Conjuring, 30 Days a Night is one of my particular favorites.
3 days of
30
night.
days.
30 Days a Night.
30 Days of
the
Night.
vampire
Oh,
one.
okay,
Yeah, I
yes.
like that one.
Fuck, so
Yeah.
fucking good. Halloween, 1978.
I see.
Okay.
I see. A lot of obvious one with the little.
Yeah.
Do it on me like on the fucking spot, man.
No, that was a good
Very
list.
pussy.
What are yours, Sam? Go.
You know what that's from that I just
had
tried
no
to quote.
idea,
That's
no.
High Fidelity.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen
They
that.
did
That
top
idea.
5. They made. He's like naming the top 5. I forget what he
You're
says.
thinking of horror movies right now. Top 5 horror movies. Go.
And top 5 horror
Stop trying to
movies.
stall.
Oh my God! The Exorcist, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street would be up there. Actually, I would think Hereditary would probably be up there. And oh man, it's tough. This is tough. Oh, dude, it's tough. Oh my God, Kevin in the Woods is a fucking good one. Yeah, that's a good. How would you bring that up? That's a good movie. That's a great movie. Actually, you know that movie is really fucking good because it's also a commentary on horror movies in general. It's so. Have you seen Kevin in the Woods?
I have. It's fantastic.
I haven't seen it.
It's fucking fantastic, and it's like so good because it's kind of a meta movie. Like it's really good.
No, I haven't seen it at all. Wait, is that the one where the golden retriever has to play basketball?
No, sorry, that's Cool Runnings again.
In order, fuck, I keep forgetting that's Cool Runnings. Yeah, my top 5 horror are all fucking classics because
Yeah, it's
I
good.
don't like
It's good.
watching
I
horror
feel like
movies.
I want to hear
Brain
them now.
Dead. Have you
Okay,
seen? You know what I'm talking about? Brain Dead is Phil Jackson.
the Lakers
Oh, yeah.
coach.
No. What?
From Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
No. It's called. Wait,
Will
has,
Smith.
Oh, Cube. Oh, that's a good
also
obscure one. I like that.
I have not.
Noel.
What's up?
Noel.
There's
And you
one
don't want to
that's
watch
horror.
The Godfather?
Let me give out a foreign one for those who may or may not have seen it. Wreck. Spanish made found footage horror movie. Absolutely fucking amazing.
I wasn't a
Really?
big fan of the
Yeah.
found footage.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the found footage
if you-
stuff.
this one though, just we should watch it. It's,
Okay,
so
all right.
there it is.
I'll dig it. I'll dig it.
Yeah, my top 5 are all just fucking classics. It's Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, The Shining. God, I forgot
Jason.
about The Shining. God damn it.
The
that's
Shining. You don't want to get sued.
The Shining?
The Shining.
The Shining.
All right, so
It's Nightmare on Elm Street, Jason, Chucky.
There's no Jason movie. Jason
Okay,
X.
well, whatever fucking movie.
It's
the
Friday
first
the
one that he was
13th.
in.
he was
Okay.
the first one he was in
It's
was
Friday
technically
Part
Friday the
two.
13th Part 2.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, these
He didn't
fucking
get
Haven't
the
you
mask
seen
until
Scream?
3.
Oh,
The
Scream.
5
Scream's a
damn it.
really good
I'm not
one.
going to be able to get this list out.
Just stop.
Chucky, there's
it's-
no
it's-
movie called Chucky. There's Child's Play.
Centipede.
Child's Play 2.
Centipede.
3.
Centipede.
Cult of Chucky.
Fucking
Centipede.
Chucky. I don't like Jason. I don't
Hostel.
like Freddy Krueger. In case you're confusing him with someone else. Which one else? I think that's 3.
It's okay.
Hellraiser.
Yeah.
You're a Hellraiser fan?
I never watched Hellraiser. That's the one with all the needles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never
Actually,
watched
in
that
the
one.
first movie, he like barely comes out. The first
Crow?
movie is actually
No.
really good.
I feel like you enjoyed The
matter.
Crow.
Oh, The Crow's not a horror
It's
movie.
not a horror movie. I watched it.
That's more of a superhero, actually.
it's
I would
more of
actually call it a
goth-
superhero
No,
movie.
I think I would argue the same. But it doesn't have those undertones for
I mean,
sure. Like,
it's based on a comic book, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't like any scary movies. I fucking think too much about
Blade.
it. I'm not.
That's action
Blade.
horror.
Blade is a
Action
good one.
horror.
I'll give it- yeah.
I'm just not a big
I mean, well,
fan
that
of
that
shit, man.
genre in a whole, like that's very.
I'm
diverse.
not
Wait.
a big fan of any of that.
Oh,
None
all
of that.
about it. Blade
None
2.
Of it.
Oh, one of my
Nope.
favorite films of all time.
Scary movies. Why? Why
Before-
the fuck would I go get scared?
Before we end it, I really want to get into.
yeah.
We're almost an hour.
That's like how we even
I
talked
honestly,
about
I could keep going for like another hour on this.
know you could.
Like this
Yeah.
is just like my favorite topic.
Yeah.
I don't care if anybody's enjoying watching us or not.
I enjoyed it.
That's been
But
fun.
hear
I
that,
do,
one viewer?
I do want to talk about the levels of our grading
yeah.
and things like
Yeah.
that. Because in the Nope episode, you talked a little bit about your levels, which is happy faces.
Yes,
Apparently.
I have happy faces,
It's like, yes.
and they equate to rewatchability. Basically, it's
so
5 levels.
Is 5 levels, right? You said. Can you go through them again one more time?
It's I'll immediately rewatch it because I want to immediately rewatch it.
Wants to experience it again.
Yes.
What are some examples? The Batman.
Spider-Man: No Way Home, the Batman,
Spider-Man: No Way
Yeah.
Home. The Batman. Okay.
Fight Club. That would
That's
be
enough.
another one.
Just 2 examples per
Batman.
category. Keep it to a minimum.
And then there's like the ones I would definitely rewatch with friends. So that would be
Nope.
Nope, Thor Ragnarok, I guess.
my God.
Why am I using so many Marvel examples?
Silencio.
Then
Silencio.
there's the ones that I would rewatch if someone like wanted to. So it's less of my immediate like yes,
Right,
but it's
right.
like yeah, you know what, you want to go see it again?
Yeah.
I'm
So
down
you're
to go watch
basically
it.
like a
Perchance.
5-star guy. So your
and-
super rewatchability is 5.
super, and then
And then
yes for
we
sure.
watch with my
And
friends
I'm
4.
down,
Yeah, I'm
and
down.
then it's
And
like
if someone brings it up,
and
I
then you know,
guess,
2 and
maybe,
1 stars.
and
like-
then but probably wouldn't, and then there's also like no, I'm not rewatching it
two
again.
two
I'm
two
good.
stars for you would be like, oh, I'll get around to it. Like if I got nothing else to watch.
no, I think
No,
it's like
two and a half.
probably not.
Probably
but-
not. Probably not. Unless it probably
Yeah.
not. But
Unless
then
like your
one
wife
is,
wants
like,
to watch it or something like that.
Yeah,
Then
exactly.
you're like,
all
I
right.
guess.
Yeah. But there, so it's like immediate. I'll definitely see it again. I'll go if you want me to. Probably not.
And then
no.
absolutely, I wouldn't watch it again.
Yeah.
All right, I like that. Yeah.
Do you want me to go through my grades?
You already, I already know.
I'm gonna
everyone-
go through it.
Oh,
Let's see.
fuck. All right, viewers and listeners, get ready. Here
Here
it
we
comes.
go. Oh yeah. So A plus. A plus means it's a fucking masterpiece. And that's I only give about maybe 1 to 3 A pluses a year.
So Oscar winners like Suicide Squad.
No, that was like a D plus or something.
Well, it was an Oscar winner, but okay, go ahead.
I only give about 1 to 3 A
So give
pluses
some
a year.
examples for each level. Give some examples so people can know.
Well, this year there's been 1 A plus, and that's Everything Everywhere All at Once. So that to me is an A
Okay.
plus. Marriage Story was an A plus to me.
Never even heard about
Jojo
it.
Rabbit
Kylo
is an
Ren.
A plus.
Black Widow.
No, that's I haven't even seen that movie.
I was saying Scarlett Johansson, Kylo.
Oh,
Adam Driver
yes,
is
yes,
from
yes,
that.
yes.
Got it.
I was just using their.
Yeah.
fictional characters.
Jojo
Rabbit,
the father last year.
Jojo Rabbit was good.
Jojo Rabbit was great.
really
I highly
good,
recommend
right?
that.
We were all hiding it. At first, I hide him, and then he hide him, and then he came in, so we hide him, and we'd hide Hitler him. And that shit was fucking hilarious.
Hi Hitler. Hi Hitler. Everybody's like hi Hitler. Hi Hitler. And we've mentioned Hitler a lot in this episode.
You have. You have.
We didn't.
You started with the hailing of the Hitler. With the hailing.
You brought up Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah,
It's
you
a
brought up
great
Jojo
movie.
Rabbit.
I
Yeah.
highly recommend it. Noel,
Okay,
you gotta.
so-
You would love that movie.
You would.
You would
It's
fucking
really
love
good.
that
You would.
movie.
Taika Waititi.
Taika
plays
Waititi, which is
fucking
the
Hitler.
guy who made the shitty Thor movies.
Wow.
That's right. Shots fired. Shots fired. Shots fired.
He plays Hitler.
We have to mince
imaginary
together
Hitler.
the Thor movies. I haven't seen
All of them?
No, all of them. We should mince all of them because
Every film is so different. Well, there's more similarity between
because
Ragnarok and
Good luck
I have a
arranging
very
Saturday.
very harsh criticism on Ragnarok. I haven't seen the recent Thor. I probably won't watch
Jojo
until
Rabbit.
it comes out on Disney Plus. But oh man,
Yeah.
Ragnarok was. Oh God.
You sound like unusually excited.
No,
No,
I'm
it's
excited
the
to
opposite.
express how much I dislike that movie.
I was gonna say
Jesus,
it
you're
sounds like
wrong.
positive excitement, but I know it's not.
Yeah.
Is what I guess.
I know you're gonna start
Towards-
thinking of me of like with that guy who just trashes movies. But when I was
You
in the
are.
theater and everybody was laughing, and I was like, "Why is everybody laughing?
Hold on.
These are some
Out
of
of
the
curiosity.
cheesiest,
But
terrible
you hadn't
jokes."
watched- You hadn't watched them.
Interestingly enough,
Huh?
hold on. Have you rewatched it since?
I have. I watched it a second time,
No.
and it was still bad.
I will say this about Ragnarok. I had a really hard time with it in theaters. However, upon my rewatches, I enjoyed it more and more. And I still have my little things that like upset
You guys are
me.
both wrong.
But
I
I
like Ragnarok.
thoroughly entertain it, and it's become one of my favorite MCU films to just put on and watch.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, same.
No. There is good comedy in Marvel, which is Guardians of the Galaxy, and then there's bad comedy in Marvel, which is Thor Ragnarok. And I hear that the recent Thor movie, which is also Taika Waititi, people are actually starting to agree with
Speak
me
up, yeah.
that it's shit.
Well, no.
And now there's looking back at Ragnarok and
I
being like, you
definitely-
know what? Like
Definitely
maybe
want to
we're-
have that conversation with you because there was a change from Ragnarok to this one, at least in my opinion, where the humor was acceptable in one, but maybe not fit
It-
in
it
well.
went too
for
far?
the second one, yeah, like the second one was like, okay, tone back the humor, bring it back down. But anyway, we digress. What's your example of a C?
Yeah, that was just A plus.
Yeah, I want to stay back on focus, please.
A is a really, really fucking good movie that I would recommend to anybody, but it didn't give me that cathartic feeling that I want from a movie, but it was really fucking good. But I would recommend it. It's really fucking good. A minus. It's a really, really good movie. But it has some minor flaws here and there, things like that. But definitely recommendation. Probably would make my top 10 type of movie. B plus is where it's a good movie. It's not great. It's got some good stuff. Irishman is a good example of that, where it's like it's got some good stuff, but it has some flaws.
Potential. It's got potential.
It has some flaws that just really like can't make it into like a top 10 movie or anything like that.
Yeah.
B, you're getting into the like this is a good movie, but it's got some flaws. It's like like maybe it's like starting to be a little bit like more of an average kind of movie. But I might recommend it for certain type of people, type of thing.
Yeah.
B minus.
Certain type of people.
Yeah, certain type of people. Like it just
Yeah. Wow.
it's a kind of B minus. Now you're getting into
What are
like
your ratings for people?
it's certain type of
That's a different episode.
B minus is like kind of
Storm,
average.
B minus.
Now you're,
Jesus Christ.
now
Can
you're
you go
getting
by
into-
letter?
Hold on.
Can you go A, B, C,
I'm not done
D?
yet.
Motherfucker, are you
This
gonna
is
give
very
me-
important.
you're
You
gonna
don't
give me,
like,
understand.
10
B
more to go
plus
through.
minus.
We still have the C's and the D's to get through.
Jesus.
Hey,
All
can you
right.
be quiet while I'm going?
I can.
B,
I can go.
B minus, average movie, but average on the good side. Like average on the good side. C plus, average on the bad side. C, now you're getting into bad territory. Like you're in the bad territory.
Tell that
You're
to my math class.
Yeah.
You're like a C is like you're
That's passing.
a lot of
Sorry,
flaws.
that's
you're
passing.
messing it. No, to me it's
passing.
like
It's passing.
this is graduate level grades.
Passing.
Graduate level when you
So
get
this is
into
weighted.
graduate
This is a
school.
weighted course.
Still
It's
get
like
credits.
When you get into
Weighted.
graduate school, you'll realize that C's are bad.
No, it's passing.
C minus, like you're getting really like you're
Oh,
it's
shit.
it's bad, but
bad,
you're not not like terrible. You're just kind of bad.
Yeah.
D+, oh, you're like the best of the worst. Like,
The best of the
best of the worst.
Okay.
Like, out of the worst movies,
Like The
you're
Room.
the best of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
D is like it's by the time to
watching it.
get here, it's like you're just really bad to me. Like
Yeah.
if you get D minus is like I fucking hate your movie. Like I don't know why you made this movie. You really should have thought about it before you made it, type of thing. Like so there you
Damn,
go. I made
that's
it.
hard fucking
And F
for-
is like just like a full failure. Which again, I don't know a movie
Never
that's an F.
happened.
That
Never
hasn't
happened.
happened for me
Yeah.
yet.
I can go through mine very easily, which is more by themes. If it has to do with fucfucking aliens and time travel,
It's an automatic
or if it has the words Lord of the Rings in the title, it's a fucking A++ for me. All right. And if it has to do with some kind of animal learning a sport and then playing the sport to help the underdog
Air Bud.
team win, that's one of them. Yeah.
You know, there's like 20 of those movies now.
Then that's a B+ for me. If it makes me think or if it makes me laugh out loud, then that's already a fucking B, above a B. I'm just not as fucking strict. Like you guys are like, whoa, a C+ negative is if it touches my heart, but it doesn't touch my kidney. But if it touches my brain while touching my heart, then I average out the 2 score. Fuck, that's way too much fucking math, man.
I think you got it right. Like you're really on it. Like heart and kidneys matter here.
Yeah, that's why you guys are just
When you lose a kidney,
bit,
it's,
a bit too.
you're gonna have to look for a donor.
That's why you haven't seen me mince a movie that I don't like, is because
We need to mince a movie that you don't like. This is what we need to do. We need to be like a movie that you don't like to just mince that one. Just like that. This movie I
I can
hate.
identify one for you. Yeah.
Which one?
I'll
Which
do one. Not off the top of my head. I can't think of any right now.
You know what? I want Arturo. Like I really enjoyed mincing Nope with you. I gotta be honest. Like
Yeah,
I had an absolutely great
trust
time
me,
with
when
you
it
guys.
comes to
and I want to get to a point where you want to punch me. That's where I want to get to a point. Like if you punch me at some point, I would be very satisfied.
that'll be your goal.
We can make that an obtainable goal.
You'll
Yeah.
never
I'm a
come back.
masochist, by the way.
Let's do an episode on Pirates of the Caribbean, because I'm eager to hear what you think about that compared to what Arturo thinks about Pirates of the Caribbean.
I think we're gonna be on the same page because I really like that movie.
Oh, dude, same.
Oh fuck! Okay then. Well, there you go. I was expecting you to be like, oh, how did the pirates sail across turtle's back, and why
That
wasn't
movie
the
is
palm
Refreshing
tree-
change of pace.
That
I was
movie
ready for that, too.
establishes its world very well and establishes the rules, and it
Okay.
never breaks them until the sequels. Then it got bad.
Oh shit! So I
You
was
want to
about
mince the sequels, then you're gonna start hating me because the
Oh,
sequels
perfect.
were bad.
Well, now we
Holy
know.
crap, they were bad.
Now we know, because obviously that sleeve showed the camera is not just the original;
in
it's the
progress.
sequels, and the prequels.
The
and
original is. I would say the original is a classic.
one.
I would say the original is a classic. And his character was such a iconic character, and he deservedly got
By
nominated
far.
for an Oscar. He was like, the original is
Yeah.
great.
The
There's
first one
nothing.
is untouchable.
The first, I mean,
is
the
and always
8.1
will
on
be.
IMDb.
2003. That fucking movie came out in 2003.
Yes, it did. I own it on VHS.
It's almost 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Pirates of the Caribbean 1 is almost 20 years old.
And it's
Jesus
amazing.
Christ.
It's amazing how that
No,
movie
it holds
broke
up, too.
because
Oh,
it wasn't a movie that was really hyped up that
It
much.
wasn't, right?
It had a lot of doubt behind it.
Yeah,
A
yeah,
lot of
and-
doubt.
Yeah, and
Based
from
on the
within and from
ride,
outside.
yeah.
even I think with Johnny Depp, right? I
Yeah,
think
like
they,
so many executives and stuff.
they
were
didn't really
no,
like his
yeah.
performance type of
What
thing.
the fuck is he doing? Why does he look drunk?
It
What
made
the
Yeah.
a
fuck is this?
bajillion
Yeah.
dollars.
And
during
honestly,
its time
when
frame.
when it came out, I honestly was like, I'm not watching this movie. This looks terrible.
It cost
And then-
$104 to make.
And then it started getting such good reviews
Holy
and good
shit.
word of mouth. I was like, I guess I have to watch this. Like, I mean, I love Johnny Depp. I think he's a good actor, but I just didn't think the movie in terms of the trailers looked good. Then I went to go see it, and I was like pleasantly surprised. I came out of that movie, was like, this is I
think
can't
it's
believe this
because you
movie was
watched-
this good.
Do you think it's because you walked in with low standards?
Maybe, but no.
that's all-
Again,
that always
I went
affects
to
movies.
watch it because of the good reviews. I
Yeah.
tend to watch movies when they get good reviews because I usually that's a movie that that's something that I
Yeah.
might like, and so I got good reviews. It got good word of mouth from people that I trust. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go watch this movie, and yeah, it was very funny, very entertaining. Nothing like Nope, which is the opposite of entertaining.
Wow, dude, way to bring it around to last week's episode. Yeah, so there you go. Sam's goal is to get Arturo to punch him on air for a movie critique. So I think it's safe to say, Arturo, you'll be joining us back again for future episodes.
I'd be more than happy to. Thank you.
Yeah, we gotta mince some more movies, baby.
We gotta mince some way more movies. Maybe some horror movies.
Some horror movies.
Fuck yeah.
I don't like horror movies. I don't fucking like horror movies. So mincing a movie with me.
Bitch. You're drinking Vizia or whatever that shit's called.
It's called Vizai.
I mean, you were scared of the box office cashier coming in to fucking take you out of the Jurassic Park movie.
She had a flashlight. God damn it.
My 4-year-old, who actually was like 3 when he watched Jurassic Park for the first time, was like,
did he watch it at home?
Daddy, put on the dinosaurs.
At home, legally, without the fear of being incarcerated.
It was legal. It was PG-13.
For 15 years? No, he knew it was safe because he was watching it with you, his parents. I had to watch it by myself in a dark movie theater where I was breaking the law. So, fuck you. I'm not afraid of horror movies because of that. I just don't like them because it's too many stupid fucking decisions. Oh shit, there's a fucking guy with an axe.
Movie.
Bullshit. Every fucking horror movie has stupid ass fucking choices made by stupid ass fucking teens. Oh fuck, there's a murderer out there. Let's go skinny dipping. Fuck, there's someone chasing us. Let's run into the fucking dark woods. That's no.
Although you are describing a very popular aspect of horror films,
save it for the episode.
That's also a very minor.
Save it for the episode.
Of like horror films as a whole.
Okay, the horror movies, the horror movies that are relying on gore to scare you, like let's show someone sawing off their own leg to scare. That's also bullshit. I do like the psychological
I'm pretty
ones.
sure you can saw a person's head. I mean, or leg or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
No, you could. It's definitely not bullshit. You can definitely do that. I'm sure you can do that.
For as long as I've known you, Lester,
House of a Thousand Corpses. That's
the films that you're into and the whole psychological aspect that you just mentioned. I know a multitude of films that I could introduce you to that you would actually enjoy.
Probably, but you haven't, so therefore I am still right. We're already approaching over an hour. Yeah, I want more. I want you back.
Oh, thanks, man.
We talk more movies and talk more. That's my passion.
I'll bring a different shirt next time.
Yeah. We really made a lot of sense today, morons.
I think so.
I think so. Yeah. Yes. Make sure you subscribe to YouTube. Become a Patreon. $1 a month. I mean, come on, just do it.
That's all it takes.
Just set it and forget it, and
you can find those 10 dimes in Sam's cup holder apparently. So if you want to become a Patreon, just hit up his cup holder and get the 10 dimes and send them in. It purchases shit like this. Green screen and laptops and drinks. And it pays for our producer.
Yeah, actually, most of it is going to our producer. Actually,
he's
the only one making money out of this fucking
his
thing.
His list of writers.
And we appreciate
only read M&Ms. That's what one of his writers.
Yeah, he has a bowl right now over there.
Only red M&Ms. God forbid they have a W on them.
Yes.
Because he will fucking toss them off the table.
Son of a bitch.
So become a Patreon so we can continue having a producer.
Move on with the nonsense.
Adios.
Good night.
Bye-bye.